And welcome to another edition of And There You Have It, stories from almost 40 years in local television. Next week, Kurt Warner is going into the NFL Hall of Fame, and I just keep thinking, Kurt Warner was in my living room. And I don't mean just on the TV. Kurt Warner was actually in my living room. Let me explain. So, after the 99 season, the greatest show on turf, when the Rams won the Super Bowl, Channel 5 hired Kurt Warner to do a weekly show. You may remember the commercial.
Morning, John.
Good morning, Kurt.
Anyway, we started doing this show called Monday Evening Quarterback, and it would be on our Monday 5 and 6 o'clock newscasts. We'd talk about the Rams game the day before, and we'd look forward to the Rams game next week. And Kurt was live, and we started doing it at a local pub, but then it became too difficult for Kurt because he would be mobbed everywhere he went. He was becoming very, very popular, and he asked us if we could possibly do it at some place a little bit more private. And so I suggested his house. He didn't want the cameras rolling, into his house. So he said, could we do it somewhere else? So I said, well, what about my house? Turns out I only lived like a mile or two away from Kurt. And he said that would be great. So every Monday he would come to my house. We didn't tell anybody in the audience at the time that it was my house, but every Monday he'd come to my house, and we would do Monday Evening Quarterback. And he'd usually bring his son Zach with him, and Zach loved sitting in the satellite truck and playing with all the knobs and watching our live broadcasts. Anyway, we're very excited that Kurt's going into the Hall of Fame, but now when people come over to my house and they're about to sit in the chair that Kurt sat, I just say, be careful now. Kurt Warner sat there. And there you have it. More stories next week.